up? What's going on, YouTube? We're back.
Berick. What's up? What's up?
I'm Rashid for all the new subscribers that are actually
and I'm Berick
in the house here.
In the he's out.
He's
he's out.
All right. Oh man, let's go. Let's get right to it. A lot to talk about and very little time. You know, for us too.
We always got time for the people out here listening to us, but here's the thing: we got a lot to talk about, and we're going to try to get it all in the time we got to get into. But I'll tell you this much though. We got to start over with the Toronto Raptors, bringing their first championship to the basketball championship
to the country
of Canada.
To the country, yeah.
And obviously 1.5 million people showed up to that parade. Of course, there was some gunshots going on, but, you know, can't get everybody in one place and expect to be tranquility. But it was a great thing. It was a great turnout. It was great for it was great for the NBA that Toronto won this championship. And most likely, great for Kawhi Leonard, too. But, the Toronto Raptors won the first championship, man. So, you know.
Yeah, now you actually think the injuries from Golden State actually played any factor in this at all?
Yeah.
You have some saying no, some saying yes.
You know me,
man.
And
is Kawhi Leonard the actual best player in the world? Because actually, think about it.
No.
Michael Jordan actually needed Scottie Pippen. Tony Kukoc, who was actually the best Euro in the league at the time. He had Ron Harper, Dennis Rodman.
Well, that's what you want to form. You want to form a solid team.
Yeah, but when you look at the team Toronto has now, Marc Gasol, he was traded away. Like we're going to start over. We're going to rebuild.
That's what Memphis is doing.
Fred VanVleet. I think he was undrafted. Undrafted.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Kyle Lowry. I said, you know what? He's not going to lead you to no championship if that's your point guard. So Kawhi Leonard, is he the best player in the world right now?
Well, is he the best player in the world right now? I would have to say yes. Think about the question. Yeah, right now, at this moment, Kawhi Leonard's on top of the world, top of the basketball world as the most complete player. And let's not forget, the man played this entire finals hurt. Okay, he led his ball club, but there was moments and times where he couldn't get to the basket because they would double team him in different ways. Sometimes even triple team him. Guys like Van Fleet, like you mentioned, and other guys, Ibaka, and a guy that I think is going to be on the verge of being a superstar in this league, Pascal Siakam.
Yes.
Okay, don't forget that man's name.
And he was drafted, I think, number 26, I believe, right? Yeah.
Draymond Green was drafted 15 out of Michigan State. So I always tell people, sometimes the back end of these drafts that you got to really keep an eye on. But we're going to get to that in the next show about the drafts because we have to get to the draft at some point. The draft's going to be this Thursday, by the way. We'll just throw a little tidbit in there if we can. But most importantly, it's coming down to that support. And you say about him being the best player in the world at this very moment, yes. KD going down didn't help.
Well, listen, he did what LeBron couldn't do with mediocre players, and let's say Michael Jordan. I know that's
wait a minute, because Toronto have me.
But listen, hold on now. Hold on now. They're not mediocre in a sense. I mean, Ibaka
is one of the best defender players.
Let's say Ibaka.
And don't forget, Serge can shoot the three.
He can shoot the three.
Okay, Serge can defend. So he's not an average. He's not some basically low grade player. And then you got to look at Pascal Siakam. His eyes on the rise. Now, Lowry, I tell you something. You can say what you want about Kyle Lowry. That boy, he balled in the finals.
But he disappeared in previous playoff series.
Listen, the championship was on the line. That man was driving.
No, he was. No. Yes, he did.
Okay, so
in the previous, you can't front. In previous playoff series, he folded.
Well, I mean, listen. At the time, you're talking about this year or years in the past?
Years in the past.
Okay, years in the past. But we'll tell you, you had him and DeRozan, and you had Valanciunas in there. Maybe you didn't have much options. A lot was falling on Larry. Maybe Larry that kind of guy, just like D Wade did it eventually. He said, "Listen, I'm going to defer to LeBron. I'm not that guy no more." But when push came to shove this year, Kyle Lowry showed up. But so I'm going to say Toronto has basic players. They got some decent players on that team. Kawhi is a player that basically plays hard to the basket. He's not like Michael Jordan or Kobe, where them guys you couldn't defend no matter what you did. Okay, Kawhi muscled his way in there. Kawhi was quicker. Kawhi had a better defensive mechanism. The guy can shoot the basketball. Kawhi had a lot of things going on, but he had great support. And let's not forget, Van Fleet caught lightning in a bottle at the right time. He hasn't been consistent on. Yeah, that's another person. But
all right. Well, the main question is if KD and Klay didn't go down, would Golden State actually win this series?
I would believe Golden State would have won the series.
Yeah. Because I was, my barber was asking me. He was like, "Well, what do you think, Rashid? You think Toronto wins Game 6?" I said, "You ever seen that movie, The Revenant, with Leonardo DiCaprio when he got mauled by the grizzly? Like, yeah, I said, that's what Toronto's.
That was a real bear, by the way. That was
yeah.
That was a trained bear. His name was Bart the Bear. Okay, that was no CGI. That was Bart the Bear. That's the same bear that was in the movie called The Edge with Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin. Okay, that's the same bear, cardiac grizzly bear. His name was Bart.
So yeah, what
I
would say was Toronto's gonna get mauled, and Klay was shooting an incredible efficient. I mean, was he? I think he had 30 on 16 shots, 15 or 16 shots. I was like, wow. And I texted my boys. I said, look like we're having a Game 7. I mean, they Golden State somehow actually slayed the Bears. So based on what I saw, yes, if KD and Klay didn't go down with those injuries, they would have definitely won it.
Yeah, I think they would have won the series. I don't know if they would have won in 6 or 7, but I know they would have won the series.
Yeah.
Credit Toronto for one thing. They took advantage of an opportunity to win the series. Nothing against them, man. They're the world champions. Give them credit for it, man. The Golden State was depleted. But we'll put this little note. I remember Golden State beat the Cavaliers at a time where Kevin Love was hurt. And Kyrie wasn't playing, and it was just LeBron. And
Delly as his second best
player.
Right,
and Dellavedova. So then you're sitting there saying, well, damn, maybe Golden State wouldn't have won that series had those guys been available.
Well, you know what?
It's always a question.
Cleveland should have won that first game. If you remember, they should have actually won that first game. Well, Golden State took the first game, and then Cleveland took the next two.
I believe Cleveland came off of 4 games. I think Cleveland came off a sweep, and they had time off. Just like Golden State came off a sweep in this series, and they had time off. And guess what? Toronto took that first game with no surprise. But then Golden State locked up, and they came up and won that second game, minus KD. So if they just had Klay, I think this is still possible they could have won that even just with Klay playing at the top level. But at the same time, Klay and KD going down, this was too much to overcome.
So what's next for Golden State and Toronto? We already know Toronto. They have to re-sign Kawhi Leonard.
They got to convince Kawhi.
Convince him, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, basically convince him.
Yeah.
But the big question is Golden State.
I think Golden State will be all right in a sense because
do you actually, based on these injuries, the ACL injury, it's easier to come back from the Achilles injury. But do you max these two players out, KD and
absolutely
Klay Thompson?
I don't see a reason
based
why
on
not.
The injuries.
I don't see a reason why not. There's a cushion.
All right, Draymond's also looking to get paid. He hired Rich Paul as his agent.
Yeah, rightfully so.
You know what that means, right?
You're gonna look for money.
Looking for money
because you're looking for it, don't mean you're gonna get it.
Now I think, and they were teasing Steph Curry about the 0 for 8 in the finals and in the last 2 minutes, 2 minutes of the game. But I think Golden State's priority is going to have to get another ball handler next to
and like who's going to be available?
Kemba Walker, not signed Draymond, because who are you going to have playing? Look, we've seen what's his name? Toronto actually go to like what's it called, a box set where they full court press, get the ball out of Steph Curry's hands. By the time Steph Curry actually comes up to like maybe the 3-point line, you're talking about maybe 11 to 12 seconds in the shot clock to work with. Now you press him again, you blitz him again. And by the time he actually probably gets the ball back, we're looking at probably 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
All right, but let's
work with.
Yeah, but
you got to get. And I seen Draymond handle the ball, and he turns the ball over a lot. There's times he does have.
Golden State as a team, they're very highly prone to turnover. They did that every year. They've been up there with turnover.
Yeah, but I think Steph Curry, and this is going to go into the Lakers segment in terms of KD and LeBron. We're going to talk about that in about 5 or 10 minutes. But you need another ball handler that can make intelligent decisions with the basketball. Because I've seen Draymond handle the ball. He can do it, but you remember that whole thing this year when Draymond dribbled into like a double team, turned the ball over, didn't pass it out to KD, and it cost him the game.
Well, first of all, Draymond is pushing the ball up the court. That's what Draymond does. Draymond's not a point
Yeah,
guard.
but I mean, I
He
know,
pushes
but
the
I
rock.
said that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so
because to have another ball handler in there that can make good decisions and not turn the ball over, and that can give Steph Curry a break there.
well, listen, the only guards you got out there you got a chance at is either Kyrie or either Kemba Walker. They're the only guards out there. You already have Klay. Clay's a 2, so.
He's not a ball handler.
Well,
yeah,
listen,
not,
we're talking about guard play. We're talking about most notable guard plays out there right now. You got Kemba and you got Kyrie.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get Kyrie. Can you go out and get Kemba out? Listen, you can get Kemba to come over for a meeting with you and sit down and talk to him, but you're talking about Kemba now is going to have to give up his points because the other guys.
Well, not to mention money, more taxes. North Carolina is a much more tax-friendly state than California is.
Well, I mean, like I said, the man's available right now. The man's available. Listen, he can always sign up. I mean, right now, Kemba Walker right now, he's an unrestricted free agent, so he can do whatever he wants at this point, but he's going to give the Hornets an opportunity to re-sign him. He's made that very clear. But I'm thinking he's the most notable player out there. Another guy they're not mentioning right now is Bradley Beal. But Bradley Beal comes with, he comes with
a trade for him, though.
Yeah, a trade for him. And I mean, now Golden State's got to figure out how they're going to plug the holes. Not necessarily retool with a whole revamped lineup, but you're going to have to certainly find ways to plug in. And it may not be top flight free agents. It's going to probably be guys that are out there now that can be serviceable enough time to Klay to get back, and then when Klay comes back and he gets his feet wet again, then you're talking about making a real strong push to get back to the finals. Because then after that point, you're missing KD, and we're going to see if they're going to sign Boogie Cousins back, because Boogie's also a free agent as well.
Yeah, I think you may have to. And looking at his player performances, you probably can get him at the cheap. He's not ready. He's not an all-star caliber player just yet.
No, he's still up there if he gets his feet wet, man. I'll tell you that much. But like I said, Golden State will be all right. As far as Toronto's concerned, I think their biggest thing right now is they got to worry about Marcus Gasol. Marcus Gasol's a free agent. And when you get Kyrie back. Kawhi back. So they have some questions they got to answer too. But the big question is...
I'm not pronouncing his name right. The general manager, Masai
Ujiri.
Yeah. The Washington Wizards actually made him an offer for $10 million a year, and a percentage of ownership in the team.
Yeah, well, because the man made a gutsy move. He got rid of the head coach of the year, and then decided.
Yeah, he had the Dwayne Casey. He got the plaque, right?
Yeah. He got rid of the head coach of the year, and then he decided to trade the Rosen for Kawhi.
Okay.
And after that, it's smooth sailing. But again, certain dominoes had to fall for this chip to happen. It wasn't just Golden State going down. I mean, you had to realize Denver got knocked out by Portland. Look at the Western Conference. Denver got knocked out by Portland. Denver could have been a formidable opponent, but they got knocked out by Portland. Portland got knocked out eventually by Golden State. Then you got to look at Milwaukee. You had an advantage over them because obviously Giannis couldn't shoot the basketball and everyone had come through at the time. So certain dominoes fell for Toronto, man, and that's the one thing we're going to always remember. They're the world champions, but certain things fell for them. So as far as making moves, I've often told you privately that I don't think this Toronto ball club with this lineup can repeat as world champions. I just don't think.
All right, that leads us into Anthony Davis. Speaking of world champions, Anthony Davis gets traded to the Lakers. Who actually wins and who actually won the trade, and who's actually, in your opinion, the winners and the losers of the actual trade?
Well, who won the trade is obviously going to be New Orleans, because they're going to be getting draft picks, man, and they got the first and fourth pick in the draft. Hold on now. Hold on.
Draft picks.
You're talking up. Hey, I just finished telling you, Draymond.
You only have one kid in this actual.
But you don't know how these guys are going to develop. You don't know. Don't speak on it right now. You don't know.
All right.
You're talking about strategically. New Orleans are doing what most teams cannot do. They're loading up and they're getting younger. All right. So they got the first and fourth pick in the draft. So in regards to that, they wind up getting a lot, and they're going to be drafting. They're taking all of LA's picks along with their number one pick, which is going to be Zion Williamson. Then they're going to go after that guard from Vanderbilt, who I also think is going to be a good player, along with whoever they have on their team right now.
Yeah, I keep forgetting the kid's name.
But he's from Vanderbilt. I got to get his name in a minute. He's from Vanderbilt. He's a good point guard. And, obviously you got Drew Holiday over there, too, so let's not forget Drew. Drew's a baller. So I think in regards to strategy moving forward, I think New Orleans won. Lakers, man, listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not sure how the Lakers won this thing because they are basically a depleted team right now. They're going to have to find ways to load up with the $28 million they got left. $23 million, beg your pardon, with what they got left to spend. Good luck, because
it would have been 28 to 29 million had they waited until after July. Mm-hmm. But I guess
they had to make the move in time to make the move.
Yeah,
but let me just say this: with LeBron and AD can play off the basketball. He can play with the ball. He's a good pick and roll player. He can defend. He can run the floor. He can shoot. Listen, he's younger, and then you talking about feeding off of LeBron. The holes are going to be wide open in the lane for LeBron to do his thing. And I'm going to tell you something. LeBron's mad at all this conversation. We talked about it when the segment started here. Who's the best player? I said right now it's Kawhi. But you think LeBron's happy with what he's hearing? No. This man's going to be showing up. He's going to show up and show out next year. And he got AD along the side. It's a major thing. And AD went there. And if anybody's really curious, in my personal opinion, AD doesn't know how to market himself. But he will soon when he's sitting there next to LeBron.
I don't know if he. Well, we'll see if he's playing second banana to LeBron.
Well, when I'm talking about second banana, you're not going to LA just to play ball, okay? AD is going to be remarketed. He's going to learn how to he's going to market his own brand. I'm telling you right now.
All right. And we're going to switch gears. The winners and losers from this actual trade. Now you have, I think Boston was a loser in this.
They wanted AD.
The Knicks had a possible resurrection. I was going to we did an RIP segment. I did, and I said it's a possibility for a resurrection here.
I don't know
it's
what they're going to get
now. The dirt is actually getting from 6 feet to 8 feet into probably the core of the earth now. Do you actually see a resurrection for the Knicks, man? I mean, what the hell's going on?
I do at some point, because I don't think there's a franchise in sports that can stay on the bottom this long. And I do think at some point they will. They have money to spend. They're going to get the third pick in the draft. I mean, start there. Who can you get? You're going to have to work extremely hard.
And they got a meeting with Kawhi. They got a meeting with Kawhi. So I'll give them that.
He's not coming in.
They got a meeting.
Okay, I can meet.
Kevin Durant, skipped the meeting with Brooklyn. He didn't want to even interview with them before he went to Golden State. So to actually get a meeting is actually huge.
Why would he come here if it's just RJ
If you got to meet, so you're not thinking. You're thinking negative.
I'm thinking positive. I am thinking positive.
You got the meeting. We never know what could happen.
And what do you think is going to happen at this meeting? He's going to come down and say, okay, what's the direction of this team? Where's this team looking at right now?
Yeah, well, you have David Fizdale as your coach. He's a players coach, and players like him. That's a start right there.
And who are you going to go after to be his running mate?
You got R.J. Barrett?
Besides the draft pick. You got $71 million. You better find a way to use it
wisely. Kemba Walker over there.
That's the answer. Yeah, you Kemba over there. Kemba, Kawhi, and R.J. Barrett is not bad. That will actually get you somewhere. I won't say getting out the East, because you're still going to have to get another player off the bench, a Lou Williams type of player off the bench, a Jamal Crawford kind of player off the bench. You need a real good six-man along with that. And listen, Ntilikina's not going to be a point guard. I don't have faith in him. He doesn't have enough guts. I like his intelligence.
Not enough alpha. Basically.
Yeah. I like his basketball intelligence. It's there, believe it or not. He can play the point guard position very well, but he has to know when to go to that basket, when to shoot, when to pass. Somehow he's just mixed up with that.
All right, back to the Lakers. You mentioned that they are a depleted team.
Yeah,
and
right
yes,
now.
they are. And who would you actually rather see go, Kyle Kuzma or Alonzo Ball?
Oh, man. I would say right now, Kuzma's got the blood clot issue, man. And
that's Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram, okay. Well, Kuzma is obviously a player. Well, Brandon Ingram, that's what I was meant to comment about him having a blood clot issue. I don't know why New Orleans would take him off the Lakers' hands, but whatever. Lonzo Ball, it's going to take a while for him to be where he's supposed to be, and I guess the Lakers don't have the patience. All right. So with that being said, obviously you keep Kuzma.
Yes, I think they should have kept Lonzo Ball, because you need another. Who's their point guard right now?
Well, I think you still got your man from Boston. You still got your man there from Boston. What's his name?
Right now. Nah, after what he said about, you didn't hear about that Rick Bucher interview?
Yeah, I know, but right now
you think
he's still on the roster.
You really think that Rondo's actually coming back, man? I don't think so.
I listen,
because he was brutally honest what he actually said about LeBron, and I forgot to even talk about that last week. I wanted to get into that interview.
Yeah, I get it, but
I don't think Rondo's coming back.
Just the same man just told me, have faith. You never know. Well, listen, you don't know. You don't know, and the bottom line is, if he does. Where's Rondo going? Right now, there ain't no suitors for him right now. No one's suiting up for a guy like that.
Serviceable backup point guard.
Okay, but right now, where's he going?
Maybe he goes back to New Orleans, man. You know, Alvin Gentry likes ball-centric point guards. They actually thrive under him. So, but I don't think Rondo's coming back. Right now, your primary ball handler right now is LeBron James. And, again, you would just trap him.
You don't want the ball in his hands. You don't get AD to make sure LeBron's the one running the rock.
Well, I mean, they don't have any point guard right now.
They're going to have to get one. If they don't keep
who are they going to get?
Well, they're going to have to. Well, got a shop out there.
I don't see any shop out there. There's nobody really out there.
Well, then that goes to my comment.
JJ Redick is not a point guard.
That goes to my comment I just made a second ago about you keeping Rondo on the roster.
I don't think you can. You don't think that? You read that? Did you read that piece?
I did, but you know
read
what?
That piece? Do you really honestly think that he's going to stay there?
I don't know what he's going to do. Right now, we haven't heard a single word from anybody. Okay, so I'm going by what I see, which is nothing. I'm going by the fact that he's still on the roster. That says something. If it was such a big deal, you should have got rid of him a long time ago. Okay,
well, it wasn't until he actually said what he said in that interview.
You still can cut loose. It's not like you're convinced you're locked into this man long term. You're not. You was only locked into him to the end of the season. And he's still on the roster. So you have to make a decision whether or not you want to keep this man around. Does him and LeBron bury the hatchet?
Yeah,
how does it work?
Listen, I think Lonzo Ball does remind me of a Jason Kidd. And Jason Kidd, you hear this? Don't be angry at me because I know he got upset about the comparisons when Lonzo first got drafted. But if you look at Lonzo, he's a player that can actually make intelligent decisions with the basketball. His last 10 games before he got hurt, he was aggressively attacking the rim. Problem is his health. Can he actually stay healthy? But I think you need another ball handler with LeBron James. It's going to tire him out. And remember, you have the load management this year. You think LeBron's going to be playing all 82 games?
Hey, go try to get Mike Conley then. They're going to draft John Morant. Memphis, go get. You got
to trade for him.
Well, then trade for him. What you got to do?
Who they have? There's no draft picks. They gave away all their draft picks.
Well, I mean, listen.
All right, LeVar Ball's reaction.
What about it?
Lakers aren't going to win a championship.
No comment.
It was a huge mistake actually trading Lonzo Ball. I think me personally, I'm over the LeVar Ball thing.
No comment.
I think it was cute when he first came out. It was funny. I'm over it, man. I think his 15 minutes of fame. I think it's just
big. I'm gonna say this one thing. I'm gonna leave it alone. Big Baller Brands lost a lot of stock. That's it. That's my comment to that. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah.
There's really nothing to add to this. Man has found ways to get in front of the camera, and I don't think he does it because he's got something to say. He does it because he knows Big Baller Brand's going down. He needs to get it back up to some level of prominence. His boys right now are all over the place. LaMelo just got drafted going into the Australian League this year,
and which I think is a good idea to get away from his father. And I think it's get some different coaching. And I'm not saying LeVar is a horrible guy. Listen, he got his son. It's a second round. It's a second round pick, starting caliber point guard in the NBA. But I just think the antics from LeVar. I think I'm done, man. I'm like, all
right. Yeah, I just like I said, I know we here to really converse and get a lot of our ideas and our thoughts and opinions out there. But in this particular topic, I really don't have much comment about this. I don't dislike the man. He's a hell of a father. He believes in putting his boys out there. He worked hard with his boys as they got older. Taught them the game of basketball, and I give him so much credit for that. But the way in which he's out there surrounding his boys, and I don't know if you're stunting their growth.
Well, listen, he did make some. Listen, he made. When TMZ caught up to him, he said, "Hey, listen, everybody that left the Lakers got better." He's right about that, though. He said Lonzo will be.
Okay, no big deal.
Lonzo will be better. So we'll actually see. All right, free agency, man. Kyrie Irving to Brooklyn. Now,
Of course, this guy's happy about that.
no, I'm not, man. You
Yes,
you guys on the Nets Daily website, man, y'all ripped me a new one, man. I mean, it was just like, y'all took one of those iron balls and was like constantly
And what did you say for get people rised up
Oh,
like
I
that?
said
bro?
if they
What'd you
actually
say?
if they sign Kyrie Irving and let go D'Angelo Russell, I'm done with the Nets.
Yeah, you're
I will
not done with the
I
Nets.
will
You're not a
watch
fan.
a
if you-
single. No, well, listen. After what I
This guy.
witnessed, I've been watching Kyrie practically since he got into the NBA. You witnessed what he was before pre-LeBron, right? You witnessed that.
I'm going to go as far back as this, and I hate to go this with you because I know you just don't roll there. But I go as far back as Duke University. The man was doing the same thing at Duke.
Yeah,
Mike
but
K.
you got to have some growth.
Well, hold
man.
on a
There's no
second.
growth.
Hold on a second. It's not about growth. You got to treat the man learned under Coach K. Okay.
Okay.
He was still playing at the top level. The way Zion is playing at the top level. He comes here, and you knew what you were getting when you drafted him. The problem with it is if he's not a leader, and
He's not a leader.
Okay, but he's never going to be one.
He's
So what
not-
you
he's
going to
not-
get him for?
So what you going to get rid of a leader in D'Angelo Russell and bring in a locker room cancer like Kyrie Irving? I don't know if this is Sean Marks.
He's not a locker room
Is it
cancer.
the ownership? What?
He is
Really?
not a locker room. Listen,
Really?
if you don't get along well with a player, does that make him a locker room cancer?
Players, plural, players.
No, it was Rozier that stepped up and said
No,
something.
and it was Rozier, yes, but look
Okay,
at
all right, that's a player.
yeah,
Okay.
players, but look at Jason Tatum. Look at Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum's game went down, but
Yeah,
okay.
under Kyrie, yes.
He's not under Kyrie. He's under the coach. That coach got to find a way to get the ball around. But let's tell you something. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, Kyrie Irving is one of the more talented ball players in this league. And if you know at this point now, he's not a. And I'm trying to stress this to you right now, bro. If he is not a leader, then why is the man playing basketball in this
Doesn't
league?
want to play defense. He's not committed to playing defense.
But that's not leadership, bro.
You and I talked about.
That's not leadership.
Well, yeah, you got to play defense, man.
That's
You
leading
gotta play
by
defense.
example. You talking what
Well,
kind of
that's
leadership?
part of leadership right there.
What,
Play defense.
what leadership you're talking about he's lacking? Talk to me. What kind of leadership? Tell them.
All right.
What leadership is he lacking? Tell me.
Did he actually take Rozier under his wing to actually try to school him? And no.
Leadership
he
is a
did not.
choice, Rashid.
He did not.
Leadership
D'Angelo Russell went to a G League
but
game.
that's his choice.
All right, but I'm just
That's
telling you
his
what
choice.
leadership is, though.
Kawhi Leonard doesn't get up there and rah, rah, rah. Eli Manning doesn't get up there and rah, rah, rah. You know what they do? They go out there and just perform. That's what Kawhi did. He went out there and performed. You see him pulling people aside.
Listen,
Okay,
he's
but
he's injury riddled. His shot selection.
But my point is, his leadership differences here. There, you got to
All right,
understand that.
you hampered on the leadership. All right, fine. If he's not a number
Good,
one,
you hampered on
he's
him.
not-
You
he's
brought it
not-
up.
I'm just saying he's not a number one. We know that, and you can go see what Vegas actually. You can go look up what Vegas actually thinks about him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't play defense. His shot selection, he has horrible shot selection. He holds on the ball. He holds onto the ball too much. Man, what else can I really think?
Yeah, come up on the long list. And yet,
I'm just thinking.
And yet, somebody's still trying to get him.
I'm trying to remember. I
Yeah.
guess. I mean, he does. He's
Okay.
a name. He sells tickets.
He's just a
He
name?
sells tickets. He's a name. Yeah.
Okay, KD's a name too. Everybody's a name out
Well,
there.
no, I agree. I mean,
And that name has a ring on his finger.
If you wanna,
That name has a ring on his finger that he made the last shot against Golden State to win the title. That's the same name that you don't want on your team.
no, I don't.
Okay, then that's your opinion.
don't.
And that's why they're shooting you down.
No.
Because I'm going with the
I
side
had,
of them.
I had a couple that agree with me. That was a couple of Nets fans.
A couple.
But most of them took an iron ball and
Because you
was
still
just
got
like,
about jumping ship. What you jumping
yeah,
to?
I'm jumping ship.
For what?
I'm jumping ship.
For what? What are you
I'll
jumping
find
for?
a team that, like, listen, you can't preach culture, and then go and sign a player like Kyrie Irving. I'm sorry, it sounds too fake. I was so pissed. Maybe I'll calm down. And the only thing, like I said, if you're gonna lose D'Angelo Russell for, I keep forgetting the kid's first name, but Musa, his last name is Musa, out of Europe. I forgot what country, but he's a 6'9" point guard. If you look in the G League, and he averaged, I think, 23 to 24 points a game, 8 or 9 assists, 7, 8 rebounds. If you actually think that he's ready right now, he's NBA ready, maybe I can actually live with that. But it's hard to find players with D'Angelo's skill set. And maybe he doesn't. Maybe the whole problem it could be was he doesn't want to actually take anything less than the max contract. That could be a possibility right there. A very high probability because when you look at Devin Booker, how he got paid, I think he got a 5-year or 4 or 5-year. Oh man, I think it was $150-something million. I gotta go look up.
Devin Booker's worth it. Boy can ball.
Yeah.
All right. And that brings me to the point where
D'Angelo makes players better when Kyrie doesn't.
Okay,
so.
But you're talking about giving D'Angelo Russell a max deal.
Yeah.
What's his body of work?
All-star selection.
All-star backup selection.
Between him and Siakam, he probably can get the most improved player. But D'Angelo, his first year in Brooklyn, we already know the skill set was there. He was a number 2 pick.
I understand that, but I'm asking you his body of work. If you're talking about a max deal and let's give it to him, what is his body of work?
Well, what was Devin Booker's body of work?
Well, Phoenix, though, he can do something. He's by
himself. It's all based on potential.
But he's by himself over there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I mean, what has he done, though?
D'Angelo's a half,
and
he's not
Karl
by
Anthony
himself.
Towns. What's his body of work? The cat. What's his body of work?
His body of work is basically he is more of an all-star forward, right?
He's 23 years old.
Okay.
You just look at what he could actually. If it wasn't for D'Angelo Russell. It's not like Brooks. It's not like the Nets actually
did on this leadership thing.
Hold on. It's not like actually. Wait. It's not actually like D'Angelo Russell.
It's not the only body that's going to win you a title, brother. It's not the only thing that's going to get you at the East. All right.
Well, you need pieces for that. You know that.
Okay, then. But your point is, you won't get mad if they let go. This is what we're talking about. Don't jump off ship here. You're talking about I'm going to get mad if they let him go because they signed Kyrie. You don't even know they're going to do that. So that's number one.
If they're going to actually do that.
Okay, but you don't know they're going to do that first and foremost. Okay, so let's say if. But they do keep him, then guess what? It'll probably have to work because D'Angelo's going to be second fiddle there. That's going to be Kyrie's team.
Well, I don't listen. That when Karis LeVert went on that 18-game tear, this is what I actually wrote on the Nets Daily website. Did you see D'Angelo bitching and griping or anything like that? I'm not supposed to curse, man. I got to edit that out. But D'Angelo Russell was not actually
because
complaining.
You get emotional about this Brooklyn Nets team.
I'm
telling him the truth and logic.
He reminds me of a poor man's version right now of Steph Curry. If you just watch how they play, they move without the basketball. They're East, West, North, South players. Kyrie's strictly a North, South player, and we see those same thing like Giannis. We see what happens when they have to go against a zone-type defense.
Listen, man, I'm telling you right now, this is just my opinion. I'm going to put it out there. This is my opinion. But I think at this particular juncture, if you're going to give D'Angelo Russell anything close to a max deal, it's because you feel like you can win with him. It's not going to be over a body of work. I'm going to just put that out there. Yeah. Okay? His body of work is not in the same ceiling as Kyrie's. Whether or not Kyrie is a leader or not, which I have to go on and say he hasn't shown any level of leadership ability. But is he a guy you can win with? Absolutely. Does the man have big shot ability at the end of the game? Absolutely. The man's not afraid to do anything. Now, at the end of the day, his defense is going to have to be better. But if Brooklyn
he's a pretty decent defender, better than actually Kyrie when you go look up their numbers.
Okay, at the end of the day, I'm just saying, you want this man on your team. You don't want this man on your team. That's your opinion. Brooklyn evidently wants him on the team. Because they feel like they can do more with him than less.
Nah.
All right. I'm sorry. You're not any.
I was saying that when Boston got Kyrie, I said it was a huge mistake. And basketball, locker rooms, leadership, all that stuff. It's not like football where you have the offense on one side and the defense on one side. If you got a bad guy, let's say a locker room cancer on the defense side, it shouldn't really affect the offense in a sense, man. Basketball is tight-knit.
No, you're wrong because a cancer in the locker room can affect the football locker room. That's why.
No, I'm saying not as much as basketball. Not as much as basketball.
Okay. Then the two best wide receivers in the NFL got traded to this year because they were locker room problems. Odell Beckham Jr. and Antonio Brown. So you're wrong about that.
All right.
Okay. I'm sorry I say it that way. But yes, one player in a football locker room full of 53 men can be a cancer.
Well, I think with Odell was more of a media perception, though.
No, it was not.
The pissing on Trump, stuff like that.
No, it wasn't that.
What? That was taking.
Listen to me, non-football guy. Listen to me very carefully. Odell Beckham Jr. got traded for one thing only. When he went on that commercial and he had his man there from the rap.
So you saying that whole pissing on the president thing? There was no build up to that.
He got his contract afterwards, bro.
He got the contract.
Okay, they said it wasn't a problem. What got him fired, what got him put on the camera was when you got in here and started making comments on Eli Manning, and Eli Manning's not doing it, and the offense is not doing that. So you're going against the coach, you're going against the quarterback. Now these are guys that feed you the ball. So now you're gone. Antonio Brown was doing the same thing with Roethlisberger. He's gone. So yes, these one people are going for these reasons, and that's why. So you're going to put the hammer on the nail on this one. Yes, one player on the football locker room can screw things up, and it can happen in the basketball locker room as well. One person can do that. Now, we don't know to what severity that Kyrie Irving was ruining things in there. I just know one player stuck up, that's Rozier, and he said, if you don't let this man go, I'm leaving. The man's going to be on his way out the door. Okay, so this is the case. One guy stood up and said what he had to say. I think he was speaking for other people, but them other people weren't going to say anything. All right? So now Kyrie Irving is going to possibly be in Brooklyn. More or less, I think he's going to be in Brooklyn. But it's a possibility he might go to L.A. So the possibility he might go to L.A.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking right now it's in Brooklyn's hands to take him. I think Brooklyn's the front runner to get him.
Well, we'll see, man, because, it's always with the third star. LeBron had problems. Remember when Kobe and Shaq won that championship and Glenn Rice was the third fiddle? Mm-hmm. He didn't like it. He wanted out of the Lakers because he was the third fiddle. So I don't know, man. We'll see. I just think the Lakers should just get a collection of pieces. Toronto actually showed that there's a different formula to actually winning besides getting a big three. I think get good pieces.
I think they'll do that. I think they'll find a way to get people over there, but LeBron was brought over there to lure somebody. They knew they weren't going to get anyone, and no one was coming to rescue them. So AD was the only option. That's pretty much the fact on that. Now, if you can somehow get Kyrie over there, which is still a possibility, with those three guys there, yes, I can see championship coming back to Tinseltown. But they got to get something going.
Does the Lakers win a championship next year?
No.
Wow. Because Vegas has them, I think, number 4. I forgot the odds, but...
They had the Knicks at 12-1 to win a championship, and the Nets was 16-1 to win a championship. I'm sorry, where'd you get that from?
All right.
Okay, so that's my faith in Vegas.
I'm inclined to definitely agree with you there. Man.
Okay, we got no choice on that one, bro. Anyway,
all right.
So the bottom line is, okay, this the top of a reason why I want to make sure I'm clear about why I don't think they're going to win is because, first and foremost, you got to formulate a team, and we don't know they're going to be in sync.
Absolutely.
Okay? Yeah. So we got to account for that. But then again, Golden State's going to be on a borrowed season. We may know it already. We don't know what to expect from Portland.
Klay's coming back in March. Let's see how healthy he'll actually be.
We shall see.
KD could probably come back probably in late May, June.
They basically said that he's going to miss next season.
Yeah.
But he could come back soon. So we'll see what happens.
And that's if they resign him, because they're still talking about the Knicks.
No, he has to opt in. It's his decision.
Yeah.
He has to opt in.
There's still the Knick talk out there, man. It was just like, oh Lord.
Hey, if I'm the Knicks, I'll take him. What else you gonna do? Well, you can take. Listen, if you somehow manage to get Kemba, you draft R.J. Barrett.
He may not have the same explosive. We'll see if he has that same explosiveness.
He may not be, but can you guard him on a jump shoot? Can you guard him come up the curl? No, you can't.
Well, you have to get a cerebral point guard now that can actually give him the ball in spots now. So maybe Ntilikina can fill the void though.
I don't know about that.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up. We're fired up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, and hit that like button, man. Smash the like button. Take a jackhammer and just really smash.
Yeah, do something to it.
Yeah, hit it hard.
Hit this Brooklyn Net fan on the head. Let them know what's going on.
Probably a former Brooklyn Net, depending on the
30th. He's talking that crap.
We'll see.
He's talking that crap.
I'm a man of principles, man, and
you a man of principles?
I'm a man of principles. I'm a man of principles.
I don't see no Brooklyn Net stuff. You don't even wear no gear, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
I have a hat in here somewhere.
Hey, put it on. I want you to wear that Brooklyn hat in the next show.
Well, you know what? If they keep D'Angelo,
put it on now. You a fan? Put it on now.
No. Listen, you got to earn my fandom. So
you got to earn your fandom. You're in the playoffs this year. Somebody earn your fandom. Oh man, this guy. Help him, please.
They may be going like the Knicks, man. They signed Kyrie, man.
No, let Kyrie
Somebody
go.
that's a knee injury away from being
Let
down.
Kyrie go to Brooklyn. I don't want him.
No,
I don't
take
want
him.
him.
You
No,
take him.
I don't want him.
See, now you want to push him on my team now?
Yeah,
right?
I want him on
You want
your
to push
team.
him on my
I
team
want him
now?
on my team.
You
No.
want to push him on my team?
Because the very same
I
thing.
want him on your team. You take the cancer.
Because the very
man.
same thing I said. One thing I didn't say, and when we talked about Kyrie, was the injury thing. I don't want to put a hex on players, but he's not very reliable. He's not a very healthy person.
Oh, but whoa.
I'm just saying.
But you want to get rid of a healthy D'Angelo Russell who played 81 games versus Kyrie's.
Oh, well, your Kyrie's a name.
Nah,
he's a name.
No, I
Okay.
didn't say I don't want him. I want you guys to have him.
No, that's all right.
See,
I'm fine with
There you
RJ
go,
Barrett and Kemba Walker. Thank you
there
very
you go.
much.
See, and
Have a great day.
Kemba Walker never gets hurt.
That's right.
Yep.
There you go.
Never gets hurt.
All right, guys. See you later.
All right.
Thanks for showing up.